What is up, tube users? I'm the stereotypical gamer, and welcome back to another fantastically fun games for under $15. Today, we're talking about a small little game that I just picked up recently, but have been having a lot of fun with, and that is Beserk mode. This game is your typical run-of-the-mill FPS roguelike with old school graphics, but what I really enjoy about it is the combat mechanics in this game. I like the dual-wielding aspect, and the different combinations of weaponry you can use to dual wield things is really fun. Well, there's a few things that I dislike about the level layouts, but we'll get into that later. I really like the spike traps that are around, and how you can kick enemies into the spike traps for instant kills is really satisfying to do. And with any FPS game, the two things that I think really need to stand out to make it a good FPS game is it needs to have good gun mechanics and good movement mechanics. And I think the movement mechanics in this game are pretty decent. They're not like overall spectacular or anything. You have like a basic dash and the movement just feels fine and fluid, but I think the gun mechanics are really what make it stand out, and using that dual wield combined with the different random weapons you can get, and then your like special ability weapons that you'll have as well, and just the combinations of different weapons you can use in each hand is really fun and unique to just see what you can go through in a run. And I really enjoyed the roguelike leveling systems in this game. So there's two different systems. Basically, in the run, at the end of each level, you'll go to a shop where you can buy different upgrades or different weapons for that run specifically. And then at the end of the run, you gain experience points based on how far you got and how many enemies you killed and stuff like that. And you'll unlock different abilities that are like passive that you can use through runs. And I think you unlock new characters as well that have like different special abilities and stuff like that, which is cool. And I just really enjoyed the overall simplicity of it and just how easy it is to understand. And I really enjoy the kind of progression system for just making runs easier. So as you kind of learn the mechanics of enemies, it just kind of gets easier to get through runs quicker. And so you can add different modifiers at the beginnings of runs, or you can go to harder levels, and if you complete those, or if you complete the runs with these different modifiers, you gain more coins to improve different weapons and stuff during the run, and you'll gain more experience overall. And I just really like that you can just add these different things. It's just kind of a passive thing that you can do in each run. Maybe you want to just go for an easy run and just not have any modifiers, or maybe you just want to go through a run as quickly as possible to try and get the best stuff and just add all the modifiers and try and get some good loot at the end of the level. I just think the overall idea of just having that option is really fun. And I'm also just a huge fan of this overall graphic design. I love the old school style graphics with just modern mechanics. I wish there was like a genre for this. I guess boomer shooter is kind of what this genre is, but it just is so fun, and I just really enjoy games like this. And I would say for what this game offers at the sale price, I think the base price of this game is a little expensive at $8, but I got it on sale for I think just over $1, and it is absolutely worth it at that price. Base price, I mean, it's still a pretty good game, but it doesn't have that much content to be worth $8, I don't think. It's a pretty short game overall, but it is very fun. So I think the fun factor and the replayability of it does kind of make it a game worth buying. But especially a game worth buying when it's on sale, and it goes on sale quite often. But this game isn't without its flaws, so let's get into some of the bad aspects. While I really enjoyed the combat mechanics in this game, I think the overall level designs and just how to clear levels is kind of boring and isn't really as replayable as it could be. The basic objective in each level is to get to the purple gem at the end. That will teleport you to the shop and advance you to the next level from there. The problem with this is it disincentivizes killing enemies. Yeah, there's some times where an area will be locked and you have to kill a certain number of enemies, but for the most part I found the best way to survive and advance into further stages is to fight less, which I'm not really a fan of. My biggest issue with this game by far is the explosive barrels or jars or whatever they are that are placed throughout the levels. While I love me a good explosive barrel in games, these ones are just frustrating to play with. The fact that they kind of blend into the level, especially when there's a lot of enemies and they explode on any attack, including melee, add on to the fact that melee attacks have a pretty big cleave, makes it really difficult to use them effectively against enemies or to just avoid blowing yourself up. I think majority of my runs ended because I accidentally hit an explosive jar that I didn't realize was there, which just isn't fun. Luckily though, the barrels are usually condensed in the first few levels, so it becomes less of an issue later on, but it's still extremely frustrating and just kind of ruins the immersion of the game to have so many losses and runs just because I accidentally blew myself up. While I really enjoyed the soundtrack for this game, I don't think it fits well with the gameplay. When I'm playing this game, I feel like I want to be listening to like heavy metal or some adrenaline pumping music, but this soundtrack just feels way too slow paced for the action that is happening. And with those things, I think the good does outweigh the bad a little bit, but I don't think by much, and I think because of that, it's not a game that's worth it for its original price. But when it's on sale, and especially the sale price that I got it at, I think at just over $1, it's definitely worth it for that. And I really like the uniqueness of the roguelike mechanic of having a different unique weapon in each hand and seeing what combinations of weapons you can get in each run. And the fluidity of those weapons of melee versus ranged weapons, there's not a whole lot of variety overall, but they do feel different. Like a sword does feel a bit different than an axe, and the overall just kind of mechanics of the weapons really feel smooth and unique to each weapon. And I really like the variety of power weapons you can use in Beserk mode. Basically, as you level up, you'll unlock new characters, and the main difference between those characters is their starting power weapon. You can also buy power weapons in the shop, which is what I just did, and for the most part, most of the power weapons have been really fun to play with, and it just adds another layer to that unique dual-wielding weapon combos that you can come up with in each run. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it to this game. It's just a fun hack and slash FPS roguelike that is pretty short, but overall is really fun to play. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this short video. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Comment any other fantastically fun games for under $15 that you know of, and I'll definitely check them out. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.